Are you going to go for your spot? Are you going to contest some of these spots? How are you going to play it now? Will we see any big changes just because it's Miramar? Or will we see people stick to their same kind of guns on it all? But most importantly for me is Se7en going to keep that same style we saw yesterday into today?
We'll have to pay attention as to, first off, where they go. 3D Max all out early on. Bit of a change-up coming in there. We have seen 4AK up in La Cooperaria before, so nothing new under the sun in that regard. But for 3D Max to go out to Alcantara, that's a little bit of a change-up. They have been West Coast. They've liked driving up and down that sort of west side of the map, and it does provide some freedom, because pretty much no matter where the circle goes, as long as it's not dead center, of course, you can always rely on kind of just hugging the edges all the way around the map, to be honest, and base your rotations off of that. Now VG, they get themselves Montano Evo for free. That's been seen before as well. Art of War, they'll go center down towards Power Grid. Art of War got themselves that win down south of Montano Evo in, I believe, game 4 of the Miramar day we had 2 days ago. And it was not just, just a win. They played it really well. They had that crazy push across the street. They took a lot of fights, which they won. They won the game, I believe, with 3 guys alive at that. So extremely good performance from them there. And if they can somehow, skip yesterday's games and then bring the day 2 momentum into day 4, and then they could themselves maybe get themselves up into top 5. Will be interesting to see. Circle centers up on the southern side. Plenty of room to roam around. But as we saw in the first 2 games of Miramar 2 days ago as well, James, there were some open endings, and there very much could be in this one too.
Yeah, and the open endings are really what kind of caught some of these teams off guard and saw it change in a way that many people wouldn't have expected it to. They're so much harder to deal with. We saw teams quickly just being able to stand up and say, oh, okay, there is nowhere for us to go, and instantly be taken down by some of the teams who maybe just had a little ridge or a hill to work from.
And that's the thing, right? Because not only did we have open endings, but it's when that center dot, when the middle of the map is in the open, in the valley or anything like that, where you have no cover down there and everyone's forced to sit around on the edge, no one takes a center. We already have edge fights going on when there are center teams. Here it just becomes even more of a cluster. See, Ermax and Washout, they've decided to share a little compound here. Seems like Moonwolf, they're spreading their wings a bit, not wanting to just settle for Bicado, but take some more control. And Tarlans, we'll see if Ermac can get himself an early kill here.
Really nice if he's able to find one to kick things off with here, but also he can't afford to go out. Washout being very careful, you can hear it. He's just biding his time. He's obviously aware of what's been going on, so he needs to now make his decision on, am I just being chased by one player potentially, or is there more around me? Because both of these players very split away from their teammates here.
Also for Ermac, he has to know Washout it here. It's a matter of spotting parachutes in there. He is running around a little carelessly though. Weapon on his back doesn't seem to have the info that Washout does.
Yeah, that makes it more interesting because he's just running around making a lot of noise, jumping around. There's a little bit less tenseness to him in comparison to what Washout's doing here. And Krabik's actually coming over these guys at the same time on a rotation, which is wild because he's gone out first and the rest of Moonwolf are walking. If you guys are watching the map stream, you'll be looking at this. This could be some action about to go down.
That is really fortunate for Ermac as well. I think it was actually, it must have been, right? Risu shooting up towards Krabik and then revealing his position to Ermac. And as we can see as well, Moonwolf, they're all driving up towards this one compound. And it is going to be a knock coming in, one going either way. But in the end, since there's only one Tarlans player here, Moonwolf will live to see another day. And Ermac will be the first player to go down.
Not the start that Tarlans would have wanted whatsoever here, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. His teammates very split away from this, over towards the east of Los Leones. And at least for Krabik, he was aware that, okay, maybe I don't want to push any further forward on this.
To be honest, though, I like the split from Tarlans. We always talk about it. Circle 1, it's about the greed. Of course, sometimes you can overstep and you'll get punished like we saw right here. But you gotta, you kind of have to overstep in order to find out where the border is, right? You'll never, if you don't keep pushing and trying to take that one more compound, until you get shot at or until you know for a fact that there's people right next to you, you won't know if you could have taken one more compound. So probably we won't see Ermac jump here next game, but now they know at least approximately how far they can dare to go early on in circles like these.
And Desperados, they are a team that have consistently kept themselves doing very well here. Yesterday wasn't a bad day for them either once again. But when it came down to a couple of the Miramar games, it didn't work out in the best way for them. They did that cool one towards the end though, when it was at the motel.
Yeah, they got the second place on the west side, the same game that Art of War won, and they also they did have a pretty good play up on Picado's side of things. That is true. They're just a team to me, Desperado, that knows this map. I mean, they'll play ridges that nobody else plays. They'll play areas that nobody else even knows exists. They're just clearly a team that, well, I mean, they sit down and they take their time learning this map. I mean, I feel like most people do, but they just do it more, I guess. They pay more attention.
2-0 going for some extreme long-range shots, trying to make it work. You guys want to be careful. That's good. You saw it then. You're just looking around, making sure there's no one else too close by. I believe he's shooting onto Elgig there as well.
Yeah, shooting down towards Elgiganten, but heard the Art of War vehicles coming his way. And I think he's sending the signals over towards his teammates that there are indeed players making their way on in. The issue here being, if they can't get any knocks down or any more damage provided, then that's going to be two teams. They just go right past them, and they're taking the spots they would potentially be driving towards.
Art of War, like we said, they've just broken into the top 8. It was off the back of those gains that came in yesterday, at least in terms of kills that they're able to achieve. Let's see if they can do anything special here when it comes down to Miramar. They did have a win on the previous set of Miramar days, so we know they're capable of it. But like we said, there were some such rough open endings and circles that at times it really was anyone's game.
It really was. I mean, we saw Winside get a couple of circles their way. They got them one win. I mean, it was just crazy. I mean, honestly, I feel like some of the games that we ended up seeing, I don't want to say anyone could have won them, but off of the positions that the people that would win had for the longest of time, I feel like had it been any other team there as well, they probably would have had a good chance to pull home the wins. You saw the Quickmath win in the motel you talked about, right? Just kept shifting down towards them. There was no way in hell that anyone could do anything towards them.
Yeah, it was 6 kills, and it wasn't for the fact that they didn't want the kills. It was just they were shooting while all the other teams were fighting, but they weren't able to pick anyone off from that point until we got down to the end.
And you'll never, I mean, that's the thing. Even though we value and we say, oh my god, it's such a killer every point system, if you get circles shifted on towards you constantly or multiple times in a row in one game, there's no way and no reason to abandon that compound to go aggro for kills. I mean, it will never be worth it. If you have a chance to keep 4 guys alive without taking damage, without losing your vest and helmets, and you're inside the circle, and even more so if you're in the center in the best compound, there's no reason to leave for a couple of kills.
Now, we did see Stella just a little second ago. And once again, they were shooting out onto teams. As did Tarlans, though. Moonlight found Art of War, and it seems like Art of War trying to get space here, trying to find a compound for their own. And this is the second one they've been pushed away from. Oh, no, out in the open. The nade comes out. Moonlight avoids it, but obviously the noise damage comes in, which means that he will be forced to at least push back a little bit there. Good nade coming out. Oh, it just bounced off. I thought it was going to go in and potentially get ripped there. Rip does have to be careful. Memo's working his way around the side. Tony Sosa's going to get involved, but he's quite low on health, so he needs to get himself healed up. He's being shot out in the open, so not the best place to prone. You need to rush up into this.
And right now I'm seeing nobody from Tarlans anywhere near. You can see the 3D Max players there under fire as well. That nade is going to be right on the money. Good night, Hitrig and Wago. Combat got that right on point. Moonlight, you applied a lot of pressure, but you're all by yourself. And where are your teammates?
Well, he doesn't need teammates if Desperado's helping him out here. They're on point. That, He's just chilling in the house for now, waiting it out, and he's got to find a way to escape if his teammates do not come in soon.
Yeah, I mean, this is the name of the game when it comes to Miramar. It's just such a third-party heavy map. You can never take too long in these fights. You can never spend too much time holding one angle. You always got to keep your wits about you and make sure that nobody's able to push you from behind. They're spending all their utility here on the wall to getting this one kill. Now Circle is shifting south as well. Lost Jonas still inside it, but so many nades. I don't want to say waste, because obviously they're going for a good purpose. They're trying to get the kill here, but they're spending a whole hell of a lot of time trying to get this one.
So Havoki just got knocked down to the circle. I guess he's up with Nixties at the moment, but there's nothing else really going on up there. They need to just rotate in. Ronnie Cray and one of his teammates has made their way in already as well. Jesus, there has been so much spent on this one. Art of War. They're just continuing, but not yet pushing up as a team. Tony's still in the other building. You've got two trying to push up. This is a little bit scary if Moonlight does hit some fantastic shots. The
thing is, I mean, if Moonlight could do this, I mean, I've seen crazy one-man performances in these particular types of buildings. They're very, very hard to push upstairs. Get that first guy knocked on the stairs. He's going to block the entire push from your teammates. But honestly, for Art of War, it's one of those, either you commit to this or you don't. They had a chance to rotate out from here earlier. They didn't take it, and now they're kind of stuck up here with one player from Tarlans. And now finally the teammates are coming in too. And honestly, for Moonlight, he's buying himself a ton of time, and it's extremely impressive. Now he's kind of molotoving himself, though, so that's not what you want to see happen. Vinco Kids not eliminated in 16th place. Just maybe a disconnect from Havoki. Not sure what happened there.
Not the start he would have wanted either way, but let's see what they can do from here. As you're seeing that from Kaz, trying to spray down, manages to get himself one knock, but Metralius is able to reply straight away, so the refrags are alive.
Was that from the seat of the buggy? I feel like it was.
Yeah,
Gets the finish off too. That's pretty impressive.
Now we can see it. Tarlans trying to come in and save their teammate here. Tony's going to keep him at bay.
And this is where, I mean, this is where Moonlight might have to do something. You can see Maka is starting to take fire. Panko is starting to get pressure towards him as well. Memo gets taken down. Oh, the ankle for Rip. He cannot hold it. Oh, he might get down too. Not going to happen, though. Gets himself the finish off. That was so dangerous. Rip didn't push far enough in. I like the jump kind of bait peek. Did not work out the way they wanted it to. And now Maka is by himself, and he just has to get away from here.
Yeah, this is not worth fighting into now. Tarlans go down anyway because Quickmath find, like you said, it's so open on a map like this that if you're making noise, it's bound to happen that a team will find you as Moleman. Gonna land a few key shots here. Gonna look to try and take down Metralius as well. Needs to be careful though.
Him and Vag all by himself. They're split off too. You can see Vag up the hill with the M249, but Moleman, as you said before yourself, James, this area of the map really, really open. And if you're not getting shot at by one team, odds are another team is having their eyes on you anyway.
Moleman trying to find a little bit of cover. He's getting shot at by multiple teams now. He's out in the open. He's just running, and with Vac being so far away, this is going to be very hard for him to get back into.
Look at the flank,
Oh,
though.
this is huge. Really good there. Trying to go in for the kill, but Melman, he's coming in to say, no, you can't. Shots coming from Metralius as well, who will pick up the knock, but the kill will soon be coming in. And Moleman is going to have a rough ride for this game because he tried to do the best thing he could there. It was brilliant to get the knock, but then you've left yourself completely open to say, hi guys, even with the silencer, it doesn't matter because I'm just a body running around.
Went for the flush. He could have tried seeing if he can get himself one more knock. He knew at least where one more player was, but unfortunately it goes down in the trade-off there. Now Drone has a chance to take some shots towards Tower Zero should he decide to. He does! Ooh, that vehicle is going to be low on HP, but fortunately for Tower Zero, he's still full. As I say that, though, he does get knocked. Good job by Aliyah.
Yeah, really nice from swarming their positions there. Able to find the kill on Tower Zero, potentially now finishing him off, but they want to get his other teammate running down. Desperado will have to abandon Tower Zero here because there's just nothing he can get done from this position.
They thought they were rotating wide in the southern side, but there was a team there. They should have gone even further. And that's the thing you can do here in the early circles. You can tank the blue for a little while there. I mean, honestly, in all respect, they were really, really far south, but Swarm was just down there with them. And Circle, on the contrast of things, has gone opposite. It's gone back up north, and I guess James is happy with this one, because this could potentially become one of those horrible, horrible, horrible Las Leones endings.
I wasn't going to say it until the next circle, but as you brought it up, Toby, let's go. Let's give me the city ending. Let's see what happens. It continues to be crazy circles that we get here for Group B, but this is what you got to deal with. Sometimes it's just the way it goes, and you got to show your stuff, bring your A game.
In all fairness, I mean, Las Leones is one thing being a big part of the city or circle. Another thing is there's actually not a lot of teams there. Pretty much all the teams, with the exception of Winside, are on the western side, and it's going to be hard for them to get inside the city. Now, Northwest, Phantom goes down. 4AK stays alive, even though Havoki went down just before. And now Tornado are trying to land some shots down towards Force.
Well, that's a really big pickup for 4AK because they grab a 3D Max player, but also they don't lose anyone. Nixties is still coming through the blue at the moment, so they still buys them some more time. The teams are likely to not push on them here, so they can group up together and then come in. They've got 3 vehicles to work with, so overall this could be something for them to work with that isn't going to kind of cost them too much, considering they did lose a player so early on.
Gotta call it out here, 2-7 once again going for that center position instead of trying to hug the edges and do that kind of vacuuming play style we've seen them do before, potentially too early. For those of you guys who haven't been watching the last couple of days, that's what they've been doing normally, but they changed up things yesterday. They said, you know what, we're gonna hold back our aggression for a circle or two. We'll go for the center position instead. Let those edge teams fight early that want to do that, and then we'll do our business later on.
And I fully respect it, man. Such a change up, brings their level up even higher. They jumped from 11th to top 4 yesterday. As Quickmath, 2 are going to be found by Rezu here. 3D Max making their rotation in, but they've got Desperados, Elgig, and 4AK all around them, as well as some of the VG players.
Yeah. Everyone's rotating down south, and that's what I was just talking about before. With so many players out west, they know you cannot just drive center on the city. You have to go all the way around the side. Unfortunately, only Circle 3 here doesn't do that much damage for these guys. They want to get inside the city should the Circle go there too.
And this circle has now massively helped Art of War. Remember, they struggled to find a compound they could play from. They weren't able to get in for a while. They pushed Tarlans out, managed to get them eliminated, and now they've got a good spot, which isn't quite center, but it's overall happy that they can work with on a lot of other teams as they start to come in.
Noki has been driving for so long, and unfortunately, I think he might just be going straight up towards Nelas. That would be unfortunate. Circle does shift completely outside of the city. That's an interesting turn of events.
Rip Dream.
Rip military circle, and most likely also a rip 3D Max in just about a couple of seconds. Noki's still driving. Now he drives again. These in the meantime taking shots over towards Swamp. They did manage to make their way inside the city, but as we just were told, well, the circle didn't go there. It's going, as we've seen before, out in the open.
They seem to get the open endings all the time when it comes down to Miramar, but it's who can deal with it the best. As Noki finally makes his way, and he's got some cover, and he's probably thinking, I don't want to get in another car for quite some time. This has been a rough drive.
Yeah.
I've not enjoyed it. It's been a long journey, and I'm all alone.
Yeah, Noki is a solo player remaining, and he has to stay put for as long as he can. It's going to be extremely tough for him. You can see Vac making the run on in towards the circle too. You got the VG trying to hold off some players that are looking down in the direction of Vac too. Next Tease goes down in the blue. They have just been on rough rotations all game, and Ronnie Cray now forced to just send it full sender. There's not a whole lot more he can do here.
Yeah, he's got Northwest also dying out to the play zone at the same time. It has been very difficult for them. They started all the way up in the north, and now they've had to come all full circles on top of losing a player who seemed to lag out as well. Stella are going to be the next team going down, though. Vac's found.
Yeah, Compa takes him down there, came in the buggy. Unfortunately, he didn't get the meds off before shots came raining on down towards him. Circle, as we said, went west of the city, and that is going to mean that for a lot of these teams, I mean, this is kind of the area that we're in here. We got some compounds, you got these big warehouses here and there, but other than that, it's these annoying hills with boulders all over the time, all over the place. Nades is going to be the name of the game. If you don't want to overpeak those edges, because every time you go up on the top of one, many teams can see you. And as I said, Nades, name of the game, and Calvin goes down.
They were hoping to get all of Desperados of those nades. Luckily, Fake and Cold Dementor decided to run away. They did not want to deal with that, and that was the right decision to make, because Noki will eventually be picked up here. He tried to push in. He had all this time to run around with, but every single place he went to, there was another team waiting for him.
Swarm has started accumulating a couple of kills here as well. I mean, they've been on the edge. They've been getting some of these early on kills that could arguably be the easier ones if you get to catch a team kind of off guard. So good job for them, but Se7en sitting in the center of the circle. I don't even think they have any kills yet. Tony now, not able to get down the first bit. Does manage to get the knock on towards him, but two more coming his way.
Oh, brilliant damage done, but it wasn't enough. Tony trying to hold on, but Winside will close them out. And this is pretty good for Winside, keeping three alive in that position. It was a good angle that Tony had there. He was able to get knocked, but he wasn't able to get the whole finish in. And overall, Art of War, they won't repeat a little bit of success they had previously when it came down to Miramar.
Desperado goes out as well. They had a rough rotation, lost Tausera early on, and it didn't become any easier from there on out. They were fighting teams constantly on the south side and never really caught a break from anyone. But gotta give it to Winside as well. Those small things, and we sometimes don't really mention, the way they peaked there, one crouching, one standing up. You don't shoot your friend in the back. Really, really well played, and clearly something they've been practicing.
Now we've got 11 teams alive. It's 18:30 in terms of time. I want to see when Se7en are now going to start fragging out. This is when they go on the hunt. They start to look around a little bit more.
You say that, but the thing is with their position, if the circle goes towards them again, they can't really go anywhere. Everybody else is sitting in their buildings, and if they ain't forced to leave, Se7en is going to have a hard time sticking around, like pretty going for any kills here.
Well, they're already shooting onto another team that's poking out, at least, so they will get a little bit active in it. But it is standard to the new style we're seeing from them. They're going to be cut just in half on this, so they can hold on to their main compound overall. But this is just crazy once again.
Question here is going to be, you can see the west side. You saw it right there perfectly, actually, down where the crate is. If this is where they go, I mean, what do they play? Where do they sit? Where can they put themselves in a position to get kills without being taken down immediately after? Nelas now, one-man armying, pushing further forward, and probably realizing there are quite a few players above him, and he goes down. He needs the help from his teammates now. Where is the shots coming in from Nemerith? On the other side, gets himself a finish off. Nails will go down, and there's no trade coming in return. Hoekstra, though, as to say, that does make the run on up. Savage and Deeks are still on the backside.
VG, though, they're going to come and steal away some of these kills on the Nox players that are down. And they're going to be looking for more as well as Elgig and Swarm fight head-to-head.
See, Hookstars sitting down on the side there, getting himself healed on up, and now Se7en Deeks has to make the tough run here forward. Hookstar needs to apply some good damage towards Drone, gets the knock on towards him as well.
Solid stuff from Hogstar. Expecting it, gets it nice and easy. No return coming in from Swarm, and they're just going to probably leave this position. It's Tok and Broken that are left. Because Quickmath and Winside are still having a fight out here.
Yeah, here we see Se7en. They have a chance to third party on it, but not sure if they're going to Swarm as well. Under pressure once again. Elgiganten lost a player just before, but they're making up for it with the amount of damage they're applying right now. Deeks down to low HP, but the circle is pushing on them. They need to move on forward. Broken, last player alive. Oh, Deeks, the timing doesn't spot him in time. He goes down though.
Elgig with the nades. We saw how many they used previously on Desperados, and they've still got more to throw. Plenty of damage to be done, and it's a scary team to deal with. Once they do get going, right, it's what we've always seen is they lose a key player like Hogstar early on, which we saw previously, and then it would cause them a problem. But when they can keep some of their main guys alive, they've got this different level of confidence when it comes to pushing into these fights.
See, Ronnie, he's been a force to be reckoned with up close. He's been playing it so smart, and you see VG here that didn't have the info they needed, that didn't want to over-aggress, and they're staying on the backside. I like this passive play from VG. They could have gone over, but that's also been what's been killing them previously. As the arena, though, getting shot at from behind, he's going to be pressured forward, and with them focusing elsewhere, this could be a double pick-up for Ronnie if he's playing smart.
All about timing for Ronnie now, as Blue will tap away onto Elgig. Find himself the knock onto Deeks. And actually, that's going to see him taking circle damage as Elgig get eliminated. And that's 4 kills already here for VG. But Ronnie, he's right on the edge. He's ready to strike. He comes on over, but he eats a lot of damage. He's not able to get it done, even confirming the first shot. And 4 AK are out of it.
Level 3 gear saving Blue there. Great reaction from him as well. 3 kills back-to-back as the arena does go down to Yannick. Circle hasn't started pushing in just yet. We're going to see the new one in just a short moment. We're going to see as well Quickmath taken out. That's going to be a good one for Moonwolf to pick up, but so many teams putting pressure from the side, and once again, we're going miles out into the open.
Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. So many of these teams are in tough spots. 4Us are probably loving life right now, because at least they've got the hill to work off of here. But they've got Tornado up above them. They've got Moonwolf trying to come in as well. Se7en and PG going to go around the same time from a similar direction here. And VG still holding on down south, but Nate's come out towards them. And Yannick's going to start off onto Acerino. Blue. Is he going to go for it? He's got just about tough time if he starts soon to go in, but he's going to try and get the heal off. Yannick's coming around the corner. Will he get the heal off in time? Damage comes down towards him. Blue goes down, and his teammates are going to be flushed out. That leaves us 2 members left of VG, very split up here, closer to the circle. But how much damage can they do from this position? It's going to be rough for them to work up towards 4Us, but it depends how long 4Us will be busy firing onto Tornado.
Yannick, I think we should give him a new name. I think you should call him the Blind Nader.
Like blind nades, and it is what Yannick's been doing best, but Se7en finding out what was going on. They heard it all happening, and they said, all right, well, it's time for us to get involved now and do what we do best.
Yeah, they probably got a bit too bored on the other side. And the thing is also, I mean, if you look at where Frank is, he can only be one guy over there. Se7en, they need to clear this side of the map, the southern side that is, before they can really do anything from the other side of the road. If they are constantly pressured from behind while taking fights in towards the circle, they will go down. Now, you see it right now, Buster gone down already. Krabik, Edelweiss, Frank still alive, but they need to deal with PG before they can focus on anything on the inside of the circle.
Well, from PG to VG, 4Us are getting involved, and Metralius still striking out shots. Vinco will go down in 6th place. PG will finish him off, but it's a bit of help from Metralius, who's still looking to do more damage. And as soon as someone moves, he's ready to tap away at them and make sure that they're going to struggle even further to get any farther into this game.
4Us has been doing a lot of damage this game so far. I'm interested in seeing their kill counts up until this point. These nades thrown forward. Not far enough at all. And Edelweiss, main damage dealer in the tournament so far, or at least for Group B, doing what he does best. Get some knocks all over the place, whether he can get the finish off, we're not quite sure. And once again, nades galore being thrown all over the place.
Moonwolf are pure open targets as grenades coming out towards Se7en. A little bit further away, Frank's trying to hold himself down. He's prone, looking for PG to push over the top. 4Us still don't have to move, they're just waiting it out. But Tornado getting closer to them. But how close can they get before they are spotted?
You can see they're playing it really cautious, and now they do get spotted on their backside there. And Emerith falls down on towards the initial engagement with with Se7en, and they're just fighting in the corner here. The circle could shift away, and it does. Neither of these guys will be inside the next circle. How long can they sit around here and take this fight? For Nail-Up tries to be the sneaky snake, crawling on over, but as I was gonna say, as soon as he stands up, he'll be spotted as well.
Krabic, though, being eliminated here. Se7en need to get the meds off. They need to bring themselves back into it. Frank slowly pushing up a little bit more prone here. As for us, they do need to move now, but they're looking to deal away with some of these teams up in the north, and that's Moonwolf and Tornado up top at the moment.
Razor just gets rested, and then Mithralius frozen back on his knees once more. 4 kills so far for Mithralius and Force, but they have much more damage than that indicates right there. Rezo goes down, gets finished off by Tornado Energy. They got within nade range there. And honestly, I think both PG and Se7en, they must have used, if not all, then pretty much all their utility at this point.
I love this from Tornado, by the way. You get the 2 kills onto Moonwolf. Now you come back down, you group up and take a bit more control on the circle. You're now firing up onto Se7en. You are going to get the knock onto Frank, but they've still got to deal with 4 us. They know that's the biggest threat to them as of now.
See Edelweiss all by himself, and I think that PG realizes he's just 1 player left as well. Beast is going to send it. Dead Sender try to stay alive. Applied damage coming in return. Actually from Edelweiss on the other side, but look at this. He's picking them off by himself. Double kill coming in for Edelweiss. Now, and all of a sudden, Beast is a solo player too.
All of a sudden, it turns around. Moonwolf go out in 5th. They were heavily under pressure from Tornado, and Tornado have full northern control of this circle. They've just got to deal with 4 us now.
You get this. Edelweiss has nowhere to go in this circle. There's a crate. Actually, that crate could have give him a ton of cover. Could he get down to it? But I don't think he'll be allowed to. He does have a minimal. These are the small riches I'm talking about. If you're a solo player and you know that Edelweiss's position right there is a thing, the knowledge, the advantages you can have in these sorts of fights are going to be so key for you to win games. If you can get the level 3 key here, that would be insane. Example, goes down, Millman down as well. All of a sudden, Tornado Energy are tasting a bit of their own nade medicine.
4 us are getting it done over and over again, even having to move out. Tornado, so focused on everyone else, realized, okay, 4 us are probably going to get into this, but they're already right up in their grills and they're doing the damage. Kopez trying to hang on to this. He wants to be able to push them back a little bit. The nade's ready. Metralius tries to throw it out, but there's so much damage coming towards him. He's burning alive, but the nade is perfecto. Metralius getting the job done, and Tornado go out in 4.
Mithralius saw the Molotov thrown forward and knew approximately where it was. Nade thrown over on the other side, and that's going to be a kill guaranteed for them. 9 kills for 4 us, and most importantly, 4 guys alive versus 2 solo players. These and Edelweiss, 2 very skilled players. Edelweiss currently sitting in the 1st place damage-wise on the entire group, but for them to take down 4 us here, that'd be near impossible.
D's coming from the south. Edelweiss trying to come in from this eastern side. 4 us got full control, and they can do whatever they want from this position.
Yeah.
They just don't want to get too cocky and split apart, allowing too many players to get picked off. A couple of knocks to come in. But overall, they should have this one in the bag. It would take a lot to mess this one up.
They have the circle center, and all they have to do, honestly, in my opinion, is just play it out. If they know Deez is down here, that's perfect. That's just 1 more solo to worry about then. Play your time, don't over-aggress, stay at least 2 guys together so you can always get that refrag in should there be a player nearby. Deez is forced out now. You see the smoke was thrown. He's all by himself. You cannot risk getting knocked at this point.
Saw Metralius from afar, but doesn't want to engage in it yet. Takes a shot at Shaxi. They 100% know his position, but can he do anything from his position? A little bit of damage to be had here, as otherwise he's going to make his way in the circle. PG-18 are going to grab 3rd place, and 4 us now just got to take a commanding victory here, but are they going to be aware of how close he is? Shots coming out. He's trying to do some damage. Metralius up in the air. So much done. He doesn't know where to turn. The rock's only providing so much cover, and it will happen. A good chicken dinner coming out from 4 us. Even when they had to move out of the circle, they were still able to take control, and that big fight